Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the instructions in the video description.
Okay, so we're 2-5, 1K effective at
Yep.
the MGM as always.
Yep.
So a sort of kind of loose recreational guy opens in late position. It
Okay.
folds through to me, and I am in the small blind. He opens to 225, I
Yep.
believe. And I 3-bet to 125 with ace-queen of clubs.
All right, so how deep are you guys?
1K.
All right, so 1K effective, LP-ish, opens to 25, which is, I don't know if that's a little bit of a large open at that sizing, and you 3-bet to 125, which is 5X in the small blind,
Yep.
ace, queen of clubs, and he calls?
Yep, and he calls. So we are heads up to the flop.
Okay.
And the flop comes pretty good for our range, not necessarily good for our hand. We get king 5-5 with one club. The king is a club.
King of clubs, 5. I'm going to just put 5 of diamonds, 5 of spades. Okay, king 5-5,
Yeah,
right?
no flush draw.
No flush draw,
King
total
5-5,
rainbow. Yep.
rainbow.
Yep.
So obviously this is about as bone dry as boards come.
Right.
So even though theoretically we could probably bet a little smaller than this, I bet 100 into 250.
Yeah.
And he calls.
So, yeah, I mean, you could definitely go smaller, or you could check, too. I mean, you'd be shocked, like,
Yep.
you'd be shocked, like, how, you know, often you'll actually get a bet from a bluff here. You block a lot of the regular kings that people would call. I mean, I guess you could have king jack or king 10 or something like that, but I could definitely see checking here. I could see betting sometimes. So you bet 100 and he calls.
And he calls. Yeah, I think I would be betting a large chunk of my range on this flop against a recreational player. But in any event, because I think they tend to overfold in 3-bet pots. So the turn is a very good card for our range, but not particularly good for our individual hand. It is a king that does not put out a backdoor flush draw.
So it's a king X. Jesse, you sound like you're running a marathon,
yeah.
too. You in the
Do
DC
I?
Metro? There's a lot of weight. It's
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting in my apartment yelling into a microphone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Oh, it's just the wind of your voice, I guess. So king 5-5 turn. Yeah, king 5-5 turn is a king. So you have ace high, and you check. Is that right?
And I check, which I think I would be doing a lot of checking on this particular card because obviously I have a lot of hands that made sense to bet the turn. It made sense to bet the flop, but don't really derive any value from betting this turn. You know,
Right.
Aces to any pair below the ace is like there's sort of no point betting. It's really weird. It's
Right.
kind of impossible to bluff. So and he sort of thinks for a while and checks behind.
All right. So check. Now the thing is that he could have a king here too and not bet, right? Obviously, because he's got a full house.
Yeah, I suspect that he would probably bet a decent chunk of the time, but obviously there's a non-zero chance that he has a king that he's trapping for the river.
So he could have, when he calls the flop, when you bet that sizing, he really shouldn't have like a bunch of air. He could have, he could have a
bunch
pair.
of ace high, a bunch of pairs between
Right.
king and 5.
Right. So 450 to the river. Go ahead.
Yep, and now the river is an offsuit blank. Is a blank. It's a 3, I think.
Okay. 3x.
So here is my thought process for why I decided to bluff the river.
Okay.
I think that he probably doesn't have very many kings. I think he's probably going to bet a king at some point. Either raise, I basically think he's going to bet the turn with a king most of the time. Not all the time. I think he probably has some ace high, but I think he has a lot of pairs between the 5 and the king that I lose to, and I would really like to bluff him off of that. I also don't think that this is the sort of player who is going to call me with ace high. I just think he's not quite at that level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's also some sort of free roll, get him off a chop aspect to it.
Sure.
So I bet 2.25.
So you bet 2.25 to, obviously it's going to be very, very difficult for him to call with ace high, right? And then you've sort of played the hand like you have a king. And the interesting thing about this is that I definitely feel like this spot is going to be underdefended. Like if I put myself in your villain spot, what I would say, and if I didn't know you, Jesse, I'd be like, this is 5-5. Like this guy's going to check down ace high. So he 3-bet me pre, right? He 3-bet me pre.
Right.
He's not going to bet ace high here on the river, so he probably has ace king. He's got a bunch of kings anyways, right? Or he's making some sort of crazy, if he's a super thin value better, he might bet with like queens or aces or something like that, which you still don't see. So I would definitely overfold in a spot like this if I was, your opponent. So I really don't mind the play. Now, who knows what kind of player this guy is, and if you'd be able to put that through. I don't know if anybody saw the hand that I played against Nick from Live at the Bike last week, but it was a board where it came out Jack, Deuce. He had raised with pocket tens. I had called with sixes in the blind. I check called a bet of his. The turn was a king, and then it went check, and then the river was another king, and I actually bet the river, like I bluffed the river,
bluff him off of,
and he folded
10 high.
Right.
Yeah,
he folded tens, which is 10 high, which I actually put in the CLP forums. I thought that hand was kind of interesting, but here I like to play. I mean, I do like to play. I feel like he might be. I don't think he's going to call with ace high to chop.
Right.
And I think he's going to be over folding in this spot quite a bit. So you're betting like half the size of the pot. You only need to have it happen like, it only needs to work, 33% of the time, right? If you bet full pot, it's got to work half the time. So I like to play. What ended up happening?
Well, so the ending of this hand is funny and is in two parts. So the first part is he tanks for 1,000 years and folds.
Yeah.
Like it's agonizing for a while and folds. And then 2 or 3 hours later, he's complaining about how much I've been saucing him in the session and how much I've been sucking out. And he brings up this hand, and I'm like, what do you mean I sucked out on you? And he says, oh, yeah, I folded 8-5.
Ace-5? Oh, my God. That's crazy.
And I'm like, what?
If he folded ace-5,
like,
that's amazing. I've seen people do
8-5, which is even more amazing.
Well,
8-5. Bottom full.
Right. But I've seen people.
Obviously.
I've seen people do that, which is kind of crazy. Like I've seen people make crazy. I think from one of my first 5-5 sessions, one of my first 5-5 hands, one of my first 5 sort of 5-5 podcasts from this clump that I've been doing. Somebody made a crazy fold when I bet the river like with an ace or some crazy thing. So you'd be shocked. So a lot of people are going to check down ace as a play there. But
so if no one ever bluffs and everyone just bets a king, I guess maybe that's why he folds.
Well, yeah, and that's why sometimes like the delayed double barrel is such an effective tool at this level too. When you don't bet a card that should hit your double barrel range and you check it and then you bet the river, like bet, check, bet.
Right.
Like that's almost never a bluff. This is almost never a bluff. And look at this. You got the guy off of a 5. That's amazing. But anyways,
right.
Jesse, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.